It is Travel Tuesday, and you are probably thinking about taking a road trip for spring break today. We're talking about data privacy with regards to rental cars. It's a very important topic. A lot of us are going to be traveling, so we brought on a very special expert. Joining us now is security advisor Justin Daniels. Thank you so much for being here, Justin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I wish I were 33.
You and me both. But you know what? Let's talk about this. So, a lot of people are taking travel. We want to talk about an overview of these risks in mind, specifically to rental cars. Let's talk about GPS tracking first, because we know that's at the top of the list for folks.
So, GPS tracking.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I always say, and I'm about to get a rental car a couple weeks from now, is I will plug in my phone to charge it, but I don't want to plug it in to interact with CarPlay because now you're downloading your contacts and all this stuff that's very personal.
Okay, even if you hit decline when it says contacts, so sometimes it'll say sync your contacts. So you're saying even if you hit decline for syncing contacts, it's still a risk.
I think so.
Yeah.
My view of it is when you plug in, don't even sync anything to
Okay.
CarPlay. What I do is I have my wife to be human GPS to put the directions on her phone and
Right.
then can tell me. Because the challenge of GPS is, and think about this for a minute, most rental cars, they're late model used cars.
You're right.
And so even if you don't sync with Apple CarPlay, they have built-in GPS. So where is that information going to? Usually back to the manufacturers. But who else? Because let's be honest, when you're at the airport and you're trying to get through to your car and all that, who has the time to read a privacy policy? You're harried. It doesn't happen. So you really don't know.
You're so right. And I really want to talk about that data collection because we talked about this on our show yesterday. Manufacturers are collecting all this data. Let's go into that deep dive. You have a lot of information about that.
So when we talk about the data that manufacturers are collecting, think about this for a minute. When you go to the dealership to buy a car, you're buying a vehicle that may have all kinds of systems by all kinds of different people, like Apple.
Right.
Your stereo system.
Sure.
And then even the accelerator, there's sensors that know how fast you brake, how quickly you accelerate.
That's right.
And that creates data that could be sold, and we've seen that happen, to the insurance company to say, hey, Justin, you have a bit of a lead foot. So guess what?
Yeah, you're taking that corner too quick. Right, exactly.
Your premiums are going up. You're thinking, whoa, my car is spying on me? But that's what you have when you put all this electronic gear into the cars. And when you go to buy it, be it new or used, who is reading all that boilerplate when you're buying a car about, oh, we got this data collection machine collecting all this data about you?
Well, and I want to pivot because obviously this is important information, but what are the procedures we can do to better protect ourselves? So let's walk us through some of those tips for us.
All right. So I'm going to go back to Lord of the Rings and Helm's Deep.
Oh, this man knows my favorite movie in the whole wide world. Okay, thank you for that. Yes, I'm with you. Helm's Deep.
Okay.
Two towers.
Yes. So think of the castle, and you have all these different ways to protect your castle because in those days it was like the gold, but now it's our data, which is the digital gold. So a few things that you want to think about, because all we're really talking about is a layered defense of your data.
Sure.
So first thing, you might want to consider having what's called a burner email, meaning that, hey, if you want to get that coupon or what they're offering, you have your throwaway email that you don't really care about.
Right.
Number two, you might want to have a password manager so you don't have to remember all of your different passwords. And when it comes to passwords, you want to create a password that might be a phrase or something that's unique to you that isn't so easily guessable. And another part of that is any opportunity you have to use multi-factor authentication, especially for your brokerage accounts, your bank accounts, you want to turn that on. That's the best, simplest thing you can do to enhance your level of protection.
Utilize that two-factor authorization. And there's so many tips here. We don't want to give it all away. We want people to find you. Justin Daniels, we're going to have all this information up on our website. These have been so impactful, these tips. Thank you for sharing that. ATLLiveshow.com.